What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Carl the Cobra Froch. And he says this about Deontay Wilder. He said this could be the end of Deontay Wilder. And this is what he had to say. He said, "It wasn't what I expected. I thought Tyson Fury could win on points and do the job wide on points as well. But I thought there would be moments of trouble for him," said Froch. Tyson Fury put on an amazing performance. I thought it was fantastic. I was amazed that he was able to dominate from round one and put Deontay Wilder on his back foot. He took Wilder on and beat him at his own game, didn't he? He moshed him down, backed him up, and bullied him against the corner and ropes and hit him often. It was just an amazing performance and a psychological performance from the start. It was physical as well. As soon as the bell sounded, he did everything he said he was going to do, but he did it even better. It was kind of a mismatch when you watch it. I think it was fantastic from Tyson Fury. He was the bigger man in there. He used his size, weight, reach, and he put Deontay Wilder on his back foot, and it took his momentum. Deontay Wilder, being the puncher, needs to be coming forward when he's throwing a punch. He can go on a counter punch on the back foot, but he needs momentum. Okay. Well, he says, "I feel like Wilder was destroyed from round one. He never really got going in the fight. And round after round, it got worse and worse for him. The referee did him a massive favor. And the corner man that chucked in the towel. It couldn't have come at a better time. I think it should have came earlier. He absolutely got battered, got trashed. The worst than David Hay and his little toe," he says. He said a lot. He's not a one-punch knockout man like Wilder thought he was. Okay, now, he thinks that Deontay Wilder's done. Now, let me counterpunch this. A lot of what he said was true, and about the referee, yes, that was definitely true. And I'm actually doing a separate video on the referee himself, Kenny Bayless. But the rounds 6 and 7, those were just rounds that Deontay Wilder clearly wasn't there. He wasn't at himself, and if you're at a point where you can't defend yourself, that's it. And he was fighting. That last punch that he threw, which was a left hook, was out of desperation, okay? And that's not even his money punch, or any punch going backwards, okay? So Carl Froch, he did mention a good point, that Deontay Wilder can't go back. He needs momentum. He needs to come forward and chunk that scud. You know, the lock it and, cock it punch that he has. He locks both. He needs those coming forward. He needs a momentum. But the problem is, the punches that he landed weren't money shots. They didn't hurt Fury like he thought. All that weight that Fury, it wasn't flabber, blubber, leftover drug water weight, any of that. It was hardcore pound physical condition mixed with the agility of a big guy that can move like a small guy. That's what it was. It was a perfect recipe for destruction to the hands, or from the hands, of Tyson Fury. And it's one of those things where he thinks that he's got the heart beat out of him. Deontay Wilder, I know he tried to save face with his costume, but it only made him look foolish. I feel that there's a lot of people that got beaten and never was the same again. Ronda Rousey, Michael Grant, Jeff Lacey. A lot of these people were just knockout artists. Were these people that Ronda Rousey, she was talking about fighting men, right? They put her on Ring Magazine. Whose decision was that? Right? But she was on a boxing magazine. And then ironically, she got beat by an ex-boxer, Holly Holmes. Holly Holmes showed her what a counter was, what a slipping move was. Boop! Came right up under the left hook counter. And that was swung wild. She threw that punch like Bolo from Enter the Dragon. You know what I mean? Remember when John Saxton was fighting Bolo Ying? You know, I'm a martial arts guy too. But John Saxton was bow, was touching him, bow. You know, bow, he was dancing, bow. And Bolo, right? That was Ronda Rousey. Deontay Wilder, I think he didn't feel that he could do that. He threw that right hand and it landed, okay? And that's all he had. He didn't have anything left. He had nothing, no other tricks up his sleeve. They didn't work on any other technique. But is this the end of him? We can't say that right now, okay? We can't say that right now. You know, because we don't know what he's going to do after his second defeat. We'll see. You know, Carl Froch saying he's beaten. Yeah, he was beaten that fight, but let's see if he's beaten out of the game of boxing. Let's see if he's that guy that will be like a string of other people that was once seemingly to be indestructible. And then all of a sudden they get beat, then the will, the armor, everything is gone. You know? And Carl Froch, he said he's had nothing left. It could be over for him, you know. And it could be the end of Deontay Wilder. I mean, I'm not doubting it. Because if he loses to Tyson Fury again, what excuse will he use? Okay? He already had the referee. He had all the American judges. Okay? He was A-side dominant. I mean, I don't know what else could he have wanted in a fight. It was on his turf. I don't see what else he would have wanted. So, it could be. But I think it's too premature right now because we got to see what Deontay Wilder does to reinvent, if there's any reinvention to be made. Can you teach an old dog new tricks? That's the question you ask yourself. Will Deontay Wilder actually go to the gym and do what real fighters do? Or will he go in there and do what he want to do and all the yes men say, yeah, that's it, Deontay, yeah. That looks good. Right? Because that's what they do. I mean, you saw how this dude is. He throws one or two punches and they're clapping for joy. They're up on their heels. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, good Deontay. That's it. Now, this is the end of training. You look like you're at the end of training, not the beginning of training. You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, what kind of coach are you? You know what I mean? You're a yes man coach. That's exactly what JD is. He's a yes man coach. Mark Breland, he don't listen to me. JD's, oh, it's the best thing I ever seen. Yeah. But it's funny, when Deontay Wilder started getting beat up and busted up, who was there for him? Who knew what to do when it was time? It wasn't JD's, oh, keep going. No, don't do that. Mark Breland like, man, I'm throwing it in. This dude getting beat. I'm not going to do that to him. Not on my watch. You know what I mean? But he made a lot of sense in this video. I mean, in this article or whatnot. And Wilder just beat him. Every time Wilder tried to initiate something, it was overpowered. Okay? Now, could he do something like Trinidad? You know, when Hopkins beat Trinidad into submission and took 12 rounds? Now, people forget that. But did Trinidad fold? No. But who did Trinidad fight, though? Trinidad fought everyone that he could possibly fight. Yeah, I'm talking about before De La Hoya, okay? I'm talking about Ober Carr. I'm talking about Yuri Boy Campus, and Yuri Boy Campus was 56-0 at the time. They didn't give Trinidad a chance. That's not Deontay Wilder's resume, though. In other words, his resume is his history. So when people talk about his resume, why you always talk about his resume? We're talking about his history of fighting. Okay? The time you ask yourself, it's like, what did you think he was going to do? He's never been in a situation where somebody brought it to him like that. So yeah, it could be because of his history resume, his experience. He didn't have any fighting someone like that. He's used to being someone, he's the tallest guy in the ring, he's long, he's rangy, he's strong. And he was used to getting that punch off against that opposition because they didn't know what to expect because, you know, they just probably got off their part-time job, you know, a couple like Friday and then or Thursday night. Now they're fighting Saturday night to get knocked out, right? So they don't know. So what Carl Froch said, you know, put a template in it. Let's see if he's right. Let's see if Deontay Wilder can reinvent himself after all these fights. Let's see if he can do it. Let's see if he can muster up the courage. Because it's a mental thing, too. It's not just physical. It's a mental thing. You know, he has to train his mind to like, hey, I got beat. I got to get over that loss. But if he's in denial about the loss, what Carl Froch said could be true. Because, you know, that's a mental thing. Man, he ain't beat me. He ain't hurt me at all. Okay, well, that guy's going to go in there and ain't beat you and ain't hurt you at all again. And that could happen. That could absolutely happen in that situation. And then he'll be done. Because after that, there won't be well, there probably still could be. Because if you can make something out of thin air talking about Glovegate. And I got another video on that coming today. Okay? One of my last. Maybe not. But anyway, guys. You guys tell me what you think about Carl the Cobra Froch saying this could be the end of Deontay Wilder. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys can counterpunch. Peace.